Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me again, Lars. Today is the 20th of February 2020. This is my second video in these crypto investment series that I'm creating on this YouTube channel. Today I wanted to create a video for all the complete newcomers to this market, people that are interested in getting involved and in investing. I wanted to create a video for those people um, to get an idea of how you can actually get involved. Just show the step-by-step guide of how do you actually exchange, fiat currency for a coin like Bitcoin or whatever. So that is the purpose of this video. Before getting started, we'll need to explain one basic thing. So when it comes to buying, cryptocurrencies, they don't fall from the sky, obviously. So you need to sign up to what we call an exchange platform. An exchange platform is essentially the equivalent of what you would call, a stock exchange, like for example the New York Stock Exchange, the Nasdaq, or the London Stock Exchange. These are, exchange platforms where you would deposit, your fiat currency, whether that's, euro, USD, or whatever, and then you would, buy in the market. You would buy from someone else in that platform, and therefore become the owner of these coins. Now, there's a lot of different exchange platforms available. One that's very popular in Europe is Bitstamp. It's one of the oldest exchanges. It's one that I've been using since the very beginning, based on the research that I did and my physical location. I decided that that was a very safe and very good place for me to get invested, get started. Now, Bitstamp is a highly regulated platform, and therefore only enables certain a few markets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or XRP, because these are some of the top market cap currencies that are most popular and therefore have the most legitimacy as well. Therefore, being in comparison to other altcoins, alternative coins as we call them, they would be less volatile, although still very volatile, obviously, compared to traditional markets. So, having said that, I'd like to get into showing you exactly how it is that you buy actual, for example, Bitcoin or Litecoin on an exchange. So if we have a look at Bitstamp here, this is the actual members area. So we're assuming that you've already signed up. I'm not going to show you how to sign up. And once you're here, you're going to want to deposit some fiat currencies to load your accounts, as you could say. So, for example, if you would go here to the deposit tab, you would have all different options of how to deposit, currencies into this platform. You could do, a SEPA transfer from your own bank account or from an international bank. You can also make a purchase directly with your credit card, which I personally don't recommend because there's slightly higher fees, and your bank, might decline it as well. I think in general using a bank transfer method is great. Now this doesn't matter. This is now, I happen to be in Europe, but if you're in the US or anywhere else in the world and you want to use, USD wires, the idea is the same. And so if, for example, this is how Bitstamp works. It may not work. The deposit method may not be the exact same on all exchanges, but it doesn't matter. The FAQ will always be able to answer most of your questions when it comes to actually using the platform. Otherwise, they would not be doing themselves a favor. And so here you could basically say, you would put your name, you would put the currency, you would put the amount of money that you want to deposit into your account with a message. And once you do that, let's try it. Let's say you want to deposit 100 euro, and you say, okay, 100 euro for, LTC for Litecoin, and you say deposit, then it will tell you, it will give you the coordinates of where to transfer this money. So you would log into your, traditional e-banking account, and you would have the reference just like you would do a normal, you would pay for the usual utility bill, and then you would transfer the money to this account from your bank. It can take anywhere from 2 days to 5 business days. It will depend on the platform. It will depend on your payment method. There is no reason to panic. This works. These platforms are not going anywhere. So that's how you do that. Once the money arrives into your account, you will first of all most likely get an email, but you will also see your balance will have increased here. So you can see I happen to have 28 euros in my account. So you're going to have the balance of all the different currencies that you have here: USD, Euro, BTC, XRP, etc. Now that you have these, you can go in to actually purchase some. So in this case, what we're going to do, we're going to go to the trade view, which actually shows the graphs and the actual markets, and we're going to have a look here. So I'm not going to explain to you all these things here. You have a list of trades, you have the order book, you have the graph here in the middle displaying the prices. So you have the actual, in this case, euro prices on this axis, and you will have the dates on the horizontal one. Now there is a few different ways. Oh, here at the top, for example, in case of Bitstamp, this will vary depending on every platform. So just look around, and usually all of this is quite straightforward. You will have all the different, you will see all the different markets that are available. So you can buy, BTC for euro, XRP for euro, LTC for euro, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. And in this case, let's say for example we're going to go with Litecoin for euro. So we'll choose that. It's already chosen in my case. And there's a few different ways that you can actually purchase. So there's what we call an instant order. So an instant order basically places, you can say, okay, I want to spend 25 euro, and it will tell you, okay, so it will take a small fee, obviously, and then it will tell you how much you receive, 0.38, etc. Litecoin. You would just click on buy, and within a couple of seconds, your purchase will have been made, and you will then be the new proud owner of 0.38 Litecoin. The other way of making a purchase would be through a market order, where you would say, okay, I want to buy, for example, 1 Litecoin, and then, in this case, we don't have enough funds for that, but you would say how much you actually want to buy, and then, you would kind of get different, you might get a slightly lower price for your purchase, because there will be different sellers that can bid for that purchase, and the price might actually get a bit lower because of that. As a beginner, I don't necessarily think it's necessary to use this method, but you can if you want. Thirdly, the limit order is a method where, for example, you can say, I want to buy so and so much Litecoin at this specific price, and you would usually put a price here that is lower than the actual price now. So if it's at 64.26 now, you could, for example, say, I want to buy 1 Litecoin at 60 euro, and then what would happen is that the order would be open, the pair would, the order would get into the waiting list, and if the price falls to 60 or close to 60, then that order may be filled by someone that's selling at that price, and then you would own the amount of Litecoin that you have decided to buy. So the advantage of doing this is that you don't, if you are looking to buy at a lower price, if you, for example, think that, for whatever reason, the price is going to fall lower at this point, but you don't want to sit and wait for it, you can just put the order in here, and then you can actually just log out, go do your thing, go for a jog, and come back, and your order may have been filled by then at the price that you wanted. So don't misunderstand me. This doesn't mean that you're getting things at a better price. You're buying it at a lower price, and you're hoping that it's going to drop further. There's many more complicated others like stop losses, trailing stop losses, and other methods. For the purpose of this video, we are going to keep it simple. I think that between the instant and the limit order, understanding these two methods is more than enough to start with. So by now I think we have covered what is an exchange platform, what do you need it for. I hope that has been made clear now. Okay, so another thing that we need to talk about is choosing your preferred exchange platform. I think I already said a few things, but in general, there's a couple of things that you want to look at. Firstly, you need to look at whether you can deposit in the currency that you want. There may be some US exchanges that do not accept euro, so if you live in euro, that would not be ideal, or the other way around, or maybe you want to, deposit with won or whatever it may be. That's one thing. Additionally, you'd also want to look at the markets that they have on the platform. So you want to see, okay, maybe you want to buy, a less popular or lesser known altcoin, I don't know, like Monero or whatever. That market is not open. It's not being traded on this exchange. On this one, we only have Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, ETH. So this will depend, different platforms will have different markets on them. Most of them, of course, will have the main ones that you see listed here. Bitstamp actually has very few, and I already explained in the beginning of this video why that is. So these are some of the things. Also, you may want to look at the fees. Different platforms may ask for different fees for, doing trades. So if you are trying to get the cheapest rates, then this is something you need to look for. I will be making more videos about this later on. So having covered that, we also covered how to deposit money into your exchange. So that's done. We covered how to exchange the fiat currency and cryptocurrency. So in this section here, and now, lastly, I'd like to cover, what to do once you've purchased. So you need to understand that there are advantages and disadvantages to leaving your coins on the exchange platform. Since we are dealing with decentralized currencies, they have a very big advantage in the sense that you can be the sole owner of your coins, and no one else needs to know that you own them. You can store them outside of the exchange on a private wallet that nobody except for you has access to. While you keep your coins on the exchange platform, the advantage will be that it's very easy to sell if you decide to sell, and it's very easy to buy if you want to buy. So as long as everything's here, that's great. But if you were to, for example, buy and hold for the long term, let's say you buying, today on the 20th of February, and you're not planning to sell until, let's say, February next year, 2021. In that case, it might be safer to withdraw your coins to an external wallet. Now, there are 4 different kinds of main wallets. Let's say take Bitcoin as example, but most wallets will, will allow you to hold different kinds of coins. So you have software wallets. also called hot wallets, which usually require you to download like a software or a software client or something like that. One that's quite well known is Bitcoin Core. You can also download these on your phone. They're quite popular apps like, for example, Mycelium. Um, Secondly, you can also have online wallets or what we call web wallets, which is almost like storing, in your, I wouldn't say in your browser, but it's definitely stored. Your private keys will be stored on another server, which is the downside to that. Thirdly, you also have paper wallets, which is kind of like a fancy term for printing out your public and your private keys. So wallets always have like a public and a private key, which is part of how the whole security system works of the accessing the blockchain and etc. These are quite secure, but also have the downside of being liable to natural risks like fire or water damage or whatsoever, because you're actually just keeping your keys written down on a piece of paper. The fourth option, which is the option that I recommend that I have been using since basically the beginning, are hardware wallets. For example, Trezor or Ledger are very good. Are actually the dominant brands in the market. So hardware wallets are like a standalone. You would have like a standalone cold storage wallet, which is similar to the token that you use to log into your bank, and it has like a code that you have to enter. I'll be making more videos, more detailed videos about the different types of wallets and the advantages and disadvantages of each. But I just want you to understand that you have two main options. It's either to leave your coins on the exchange or to withdraw them to the different types of wallets that you may have externally. So that's all I wanted to say about that. And I hope that this video has been useful to you as a beginner step. I think that based on everything that I've shared with you, you should have the necessary knowledge to actually invest, if that is what you want to do. So thanks for your time, guys. I look forward to teaching you a lot more. I have already a couple more videos ready to go. Please leave me some feedback. Let me know if you think this was useful or not. I certainly hope it was. And if you like the style of my presentation, or if you think that I should change something, then let me know. I'm still finding my own style here as well. Thank you and have a good day.